It's a profound enigma, one that one day we will decipher. And when we do, the answer to that mystery will simultaneously reveal the truth behind existence itself. Stop everything you're doing. Before this video vanishes, ask yourself, what if everything you've been told about who you are, your past, your identity, even your very existence, was a carefully crafted illusion? The greatest minds, like physicist John Wheeler, uncovered something so shocking, so revolutionary, that it was quietly buried beneath layers of distraction. You are not merely a temporary being bound to a fleeting lifespan. You are an eternal presence, no beginning, no end. Most will never grasp this. But you're here now for a reason. Stay with me, because once you see behind the veil, you'll understand that you've always been right. And if you act on this knowledge, it could alter everything. But only if you have the courage to look deeper before it's too late. From the moment you took your first breath, a script was written for you, not by you, for you. A name assigned, roles dictated, boundaries drawn, and you accepted them, because that's what everyone does. But deep down, haven't you always felt it? That something was off? That the limits imposed on you, the ones you've internalized as normal, were never truly yours? What if I told you that this story, this meticulously crafted identity, was the single greatest illusion of your life? John Wheeler, a physicist who worked alongside Einstein, made a discovery that shatters everything we assume about reality. He called it the Participatory Universe. The idea? That the act of observing reality doesn't just reveal it, it creates it. You are not merely an observer. You are the director, the writer, the actor, the stage. But somewhere along the way, you forgot. Think about it. Every time you look in the mirror, you see a body. You think, this is me. But whose eyes are you looking through? Who is the one thinking that thought? Science tells us that every cell in your body is in a constant cycle of death and renewal. The body you inhabit today is not the same body you had a decade ago. Even your brain, the so-called command center, has rewired itself countless times. So if your body is always changing, how can it possibly define who you are? Wheeler's discoveries go even deeper. Time itself? Not what you think. What you call past and future are merely mental constructs, a psychological stage that creates the illusion of movement. In reality, everything, yes, everything is happening right now. The you of yesterday, the you of tomorrow. They are not separate. They are woven from the same infinite fabric. And you are the loom. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine reality as a film reel. Every frame already exists. The only reason you experience time as movement is because you are watching the frames in sequence. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. The movie only plays because you are watching it. Wheeler's Participatory Universe reveals something earth-shattering. Without an observer, reality itself does not exist. Your awareness isn't just part of the equation. It is the equation. This means you are not bound by the story you've been told. You are not a fixed character in some pre-written script. You are the pen, the page, and the ink. And you have been writing this story all along. But what happens when the pen forgets that it's the author? That's where the illusion of the ego comes in. The ego is a shadow whispering in your ear, telling you that you are small, separate, and powerless. It thrives on fear. It feeds on doubt. It convinces you that life is happening to you rather than through you. But here's what they never told you. The ego is a glitch, a program running on repeat. Imagine wearing a virtual reality headset. Suddenly you find yourself lost in a dark, terrifying forest. You hear unseen predators growling. You feel the cold air claw at your skin. Your heart pounds. You run. You panic. You fight. But the moment you take off the headset, you realize the forest was never real. It was a projection. And just like that illusion, the identity you've been conditioned to believe in was never truly you. The question is, are you ready to wake up? The ego distorts everything. It acts as a filter, warping reality, making you believe you are something small, separate, and powerless. The longer you wear it, the more you forget what's real. But Wheeler's discoveries strip away this illusion. He revealed that reality is not some rigid, mechanical structure. It's fluid, alive, responsive. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every choice you make, sends ripples through the very fabric of existence. You are not just a passive observer in this grand design. You are the creator, shaping it in every moment. Yet most people never realize this, because they never take off the headset. That quiet knowing inside you, the one that whispers that there's more to you than you've been told, that the limitations you've accepted, the fears you've carried, were never truly yours. That feeling isn't your imagination. It's your true nature stirring beneath the illusion. You've caught glimpses of it before. Moments of synchronicity, thinking of someone right before they call, seeing life align in ways that feel too precise to be random. Wheeler's work tells us this isn't coincidence. It's the universe responding to your awareness. When you stop seeing these moments as chance and start recognizing them as intentional, everything changes. That's when the shift begins. You stop feeling like a wave being tossed around by the ocean, and start remembering that you are the ocean itself. Vast, infinite, unstoppable. Think of it like this. You've been playing a role in a story so intricate, so immersive, that you forgot it was just a role. Everything you call me, your name, your history, your struggles, even your triumphs, are costumes and props in a grand theater production. They feel real because you've rehearsed them for so long. But deep down, something in you has always suspected there's more. Wheeler's discoveries confirm it. You are not just playing a part. You are the playwright, the director, the stage itself. And the moment you wake up to this truth, the script starts to shift. It's like looking at a whirlpool in a river. It seems separate, doesn't it? It has its own form, its own motion, its own identity. But in reality, it is just the river in motion, a temporary shape in an endless flow. You are that whirlpool. Your thoughts, your emotions, even your body, constantly shifting, constantly changing. But the river itself, the awareness beneath it all, that never changes. It has no beginning, no end. Wheeler described this beautifully when he spoke of the universe as a self-excited circuit, a loop that exists because it observes itself. And you are not just caught inside this loop. You are its source. Now pause for a moment and really consider this. If everything you believe yourself to be, your body, your emotions, your identity, is always changing, then what remains? What is the one thing that never shifts, never fades, never disappears? Close your eyes. Feel it. That still, unshaken awareness. That presence beneath every thought, every experience. That's you. Not the version of you playing a role. Not the version telling stories about itself. The real you. And here's where Wheeler's work takes this even further. This awareness you feel, it isn't just yours. It isn't something personal, something separate. It is the same awareness that looks out through every pair of eyes, that perceives every star, every galaxy, every movement in the cosmos. Everything exists within this vast, infinite field of consciousness. And that's what you are. But here's where it becomes truly mind-altering. Wheeler's Participatory Universe doesn't just say you observe reality. It says you shape it. Every thought, every intention, every emotion you have sends ripples through existence. Science confirms this. The observer effect in quantum mechanics shows that particles don't exist in a fixed state until they are observed. The universe is not a machine. It is a living symphony. And you are the conductor. Every note you play shapes the melody of your life. But the ego resists this truth. It fights it. It clings to the illusion of separation and limitation because it thrives on fear. It wants you to believe you are small, that you are powerless, that life is something happening to you, rather than something flowing through you. Because the moment you see through it, the ego's hold begins to crumble. It's like stepping out of a dark room into the sunlight. Suddenly everything is clear. The illusion is exposed, but here's the part most people miss. They get a glimpse of the truth, but they don't integrate it. They see the illusion, but they don't step beyond it. And so the old patterns repeat. Not because the truth isn't real, but because they haven't allowed themselves to fully embody it. This is your moment. Your opportunity to step fully into the awareness that you are not just a participant in this universe, you are its creator. Every decision you make, every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, these are the building blocks of reality itself. John Wheeler called it from bit, the idea that everything we see and experience emerges from simple choices, from binary decisions. Yes or no, this or that. Every moment of your life presents a choice. Will you believe in the illusion of separation, or will you remember your infinite nature? Most people choose the illusion, and that's why they stay trapped. But you don't have to. Right now you stand at a crossroads. You can continue living as the character in the story, reacting to the plot as it unfolds. Or you can take hold of the pen and begin writing the story you were always meant to live. And here's the most important part. You've always had this power. It's been here all along, waiting for you to remember. Wheeler's discoveries aren't just theories. They are a roadmap, guiding you back to your true self. A self that is limitless, timeless, and inseparable from the universe itself. This is your moment to wake up. And once you do, there is no going back. Now let's go deeper, beyond what most people dare to confront. Think about everything you've ever feared: loss, failure, rejection, death. Where do these fears come from? They are born from the belief that you are separate from the world around you, that there's a line between you and everything else. But that line doesn't exist. It's like drawing a boundary in the ocean and pretending that the water on one side is different from the water on the other. Wheeler's Participatory Universe dismantles this illusion. The universe isn't something out there. It exists because you perceive it. And because of that, you are never separate from it. You are not the drop. You are the ocean. Let's bring this to life in a way you can feel. Close your eyes. Think of a moment when you felt completely connected. Maybe watching a sunset, hearing a song that moved you, standing under a sky full of stars. In that moment, there was no you and no other. There was just presence, just being. That wasn't coincidence. That was reality revealing its true nature. You weren't just observing the universe. You were the universe. That connection wasn't fleeting. It wasn't a rare glimpse. It was you, beneath the noise of the ego, beyond the story you've been told. The problem is, most people spend their entire lives drowning in that noise, never realizing that the silence was there all along. This is why the idea of death terrifies us so much. We think it's the end. But how can something infinite have an end? Wheeler's theories make this crystal clear. Time is not linear. It's not a straight path from beginning to end. It's a loop, a spiral, an eternal now. What you think of as your past and future are just different points of view within this infinite present. And here's what changes everything. If you were never truly born, how could you ever truly die? Your awareness doesn't begin or end. It simply shifts, like a wave returning to the ocean. You don't disappear, you expand. But let's not stop there. This isn't just about understanding that you are timeless and infinite. It's about living it. What does it mean to step into this truth? It means you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances. It means you recognize that every challenge, every heartbreak, every loss was never something happening to you. It was the universe reshaping itself through you, guiding you, teaching you, pushing you towards something greater. And when you stop resisting that flow, life transforms. The struggles lose their grip, the fear dissolves. You realize that the very thing you've been running from was the key to your liberation all along. Think about how often you've blamed yourself for not being enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not successful enough. But what if those feelings were never yours to begin with? What if they were just part of the ego's script, designed to keep you small? Wheeler's discoveries show that you are not here to prove yourself. You are here to create, to explore, to remember. The universe doesn't judge you. It responds to you. Every thought, every belief, every emotion shapes the very fabric of reality. If you believe you are limited, that's what you will see. But the moment you remember your true nature, the moment you stop identifying as the wave and realize you are the entire ocean, everything shifts. Right now, you might be feeling a mix of emotions, curiosity, excitement, maybe even fear. That's normal. The ego doesn't like being challenged. It will resist, fight, and pull you back into the familiar story you've been living, because that's what keeps it alive. But you have a choice. You can let the ego keep running the show, or you can step beyond it. This isn't about becoming something new. It's about remembering what you've always been. Infinite, timeless, whole. And once you see it, there's no turning back. The truth will set you free, but only if you let it. Let's break through the final layer of illusion, the one that keeps most people trapped without them even realizing it. Think about how much of your life you've spent searching for meaning, for love, for success, for some kind of validation that you are enough. But here's the paradox. The more you search, the further away it feels, like chasing your own shadow. No matter how fast you run, it's always just out of reach. Wheeler's work holds the key to this mystery. He showed us that reality isn't something you find, it's something you create. And here's the truth that will change everything. Everything you've been searching for has been within you all along. Imagine reality as a blank canvas, empty, limitless, waiting. Most people paint unconsciously, letting old fears and beliefs dictate the picture. They don't realize they're holding the brush. But the moment you wake up to this, the moment you see that your thoughts, your beliefs, your awareness shape the canvas, everything changes. Wheeler called this the participatory anthropic principle. The universe doesn't just exist because of you. It exists for you. It responds to your every choice, your every vibration. So ask yourself, what kind of universe are you creating right now? Is it one filled with fear and limitation, or is it one of infinite possibility? Here's what most people miss. When you shift your awareness, the universe shifts with you. This isn't just a metaphysical idea, it's physics. Wheeler's It from Bit theory proves that at the most fundamental level, reality is built from choices, yes or no, believe or doubt, fear or trust. Every single choice creates ripples that shape what you experience. And here's the part that will truly shift your perspective. The choice doesn't have to be big. A single thought, a single shift in awareness, can send shockwaves through your entire existence. You've felt this before, haven't you? Those moments when everything aligns, when it feels like the universe is speaking directly to you. That's not random. That's you, stepping into your power as a creator. Now let's take this even deeper. Think about the stories you've been told about what's possible. How many of them have you accepted without question? Stories about who you are, what you can achieve, what life is supposed to look like. But here's what they don't want you to know. Those stories aren't real. They're programs, passed down by people who were trapped in their own illusions. And every time you accept one of those stories as truth, you give away a piece of your power. But reality isn't fixed. It's fluid, like a river that bends and shifts with every turn of your awareness. So the question isn't whether you're caught in the current. The question is, will you keep flowing with someone else's current? Or will you start carving your own path? Take a moment, right now. Ask yourself, who am I? Not your name, not your roles, not the labels you've been given. Who is the one asking the question? Feel that presence, that awareness, that's the real you. And here's the most empowering truth. That awareness is not bound by your past. It is not limited by your circumstances. It is not defined by your fears. It is infinite, limitless, unstoppable. Most people never realize this. They stay asleep, trapped in the ego's illusion, believing they are separate from the universe. They spend their entire lives as waves, never realizing they've always been the ocean. But you're different. You're here, listening to this, because a part of you already knows the truth. A part of you has been waiting for this moment, waiting to remember. This is your turning point. You can let this knowledge fade, just another idea that slips into the background, forgotten by tomorrow. Or you can take the leap. You can step fully into the truth of who you are. You can claim your role as the creator of your reality. Wheeler's work isn't just a theory. It's an invitation. An invitation to stop searching and start creating. To stop living as the effect and start living as the cause, because the truth is you were never small, never powerless, never separate. You have always been infinite, and the universe has been waiting for you to remember. So what will you create next? The choice is yours. It always has been. Think about the moments in your life that felt too perfectly timed to be coincidence. The times when a stranger said exactly what you needed to hear. When the solution to a problem appeared just as you were about to give up. You may have shrugged them off, chalked them up to luck or chance. But what if I told you there's no such thing as randomness? What if those moments weren't accidents, but messages? Proof that the universe is alive, responsive, and deeply connected to you. Wheeler's Participatory Universe reveals that existence is not some cold, chaotic void. It's a web of interconnected possibilities, each thread responding to your awareness. This isn't just metaphysics, it's quantum physics. Wheeler's work on quantum entanglement proves something extraordinary. Once two particles interact, they remain connected, no matter how far apart they are. Change the state of one, and the other responds instantly. This is not speculation, this is science, and it doesn't just apply to particles, it applies to reality itself. That synchronicity you felt, that wasn't the universe happening to you, it was the universe responding to you. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, sends ripples through this quantum web, aligning reality with your state of being. When your mind is clear and your intentions are strong, life flows, doors open, paths align in ways that seem almost magical. But when you're caught in fear and doubt, those same ripples create blockages, delays, and confusion. Let's make this even more real. Imagine tossing a pebble into a still pond. The ripples expand outward, touching every part of the water's surface. Now imagine that pond is reality itself, and your awareness is the pebble. Every thought, every observation, every belief creates ripples, shaping not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. This is why synchronicity feels so personal, because it is. It's your awareness shaping the universe in ways you can't fully comprehend. But here's what most people don't understand. Synchronicity isn't just a sign, it's a tool. It's the universe showing you that you're in alignment, that your awareness is in tune with the infinite. So when these moments happen, don't dismiss them. Lean into them. Ask yourself, what was I thinking? What was I feeling? What was I observing? Because the universe isn't random. It's a mirror, reflecting your inner state back to you. Wheeler believed that reality itself emerges from observation, that the universe doesn't exist as a fixed, objective thing out there. It arises in response to awareness. So when you experience synchronicity, it's not the universe sending you a message from some distant place. It's you, co-creating reality in real time. It's the feedback loop of existence, the self-excited circuit Wheeler spoke of, revealing that you were never separate from the divinity. You are the divinity. But let's go even deeper. If synchronicity is the universe aligning with your awareness, then quantum entanglement is the proof of its interconnectedness. Wheeler's work reveals something profound. At the most fundamental level, everything is connected. Distance doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. The entire universe is one indivisible whole, and you are a part of it. This means that every thought you have, every action you take, sends ripples through this vast web of connection, influencing not just your life, but the entire divine dance of existence. Pause for a moment and consider what that truly means. If everything is connected, then nothing you do is ever isolated. Every choice, every belief, every vibration you emit is felt by the whole. This isn't just spiritual philosophy, it's the physics of existence, and it means you have far more power than you've been led to believe. So ask yourself, what kind of ripples are you creating? Are they born of fear, scarcity, and doubt? Or are they born of trust, intention, and alignment? Most people don't even realize they're holding the pebble, let alone that they're tossing it into the pond. But you're not most people. You're here now because a part of you already knows the truth. A part of you is ready to take responsibility for the ripples you create, because once you do, synchronicity becomes more than a curiosity. It becomes a guide, a compass, a signal leading you to live in harmony with the infinite. Take a look back at your life. See those synchronicities for what they really were. Not random events, but echoes of your own awareness. Proof that you've always been connected to something greater. And here's what changes everything. The more intentional you become with your awareness, the more the universe aligns in ways that defy explanation. The myth of randomness is just that, a myth. The truth is far more empowering. You are the architect of your reality. And the universe? It's your masterpiece. Now, consider how your emotions shape your reality on a daily basis. When you wake up feeling joy, doesn't everything seem to flow effortlessly? People are kinder, solutions appear, life just works. But on the days when fear, anger, or frustration takes hold, doesn't it feel like the world mirrors that back to you? Why? Why do emotions feel so powerful, as if they are the key to everything? Because they are. Emotions aren't just feelings. They're frequencies. They are the language through which you communicate with the universe. Just as a radio tunes into specific frequencies to play a song, your emotional state tunes you into a corresponding reality. The universe isn't out there deciding whether or not to bless you. It's responding to the energy you're emitting in every moment. Let's break this down. Wheeler tells us that observation shapes reality. But what drives observation? Your emotions. They act as amplifiers, intensifying the ripples your thoughts send through the quantum web. A fleeting thought might create a small wave, but when charged with emotion, whether fear, love, or excitement, it becomes a tsunami, shaping your reality with overwhelming force. Now let's flip the script. Most people let their emotions run on autopilot. They react to the world, believing their feelings are caused by external events. But what if the opposite is true? What if your emotions aren't reactions, but the very cause of what you experience? Imagine waking up filled with gratitude and excitement. That emotional energy vibrates outward, aligning you with opportunities, connections, and experiences that match its frequency. You're not reacting to a good day. You're creating one. But here's the catch. Emotions are powerful, whether you wield them intentionally or not. Negative emotions like fear, anger, or shame create just as effectively as joy and love. The difference? They create a reality you don't want. Wheeler's discoveries show us that reality is participatory, not judgmental. It doesn't care whether your emotions are positive or negative. It simply reflects what you put into it. Reality doesn't judge. It simply reflects. This is why understanding your emotions is critical. They are the steering wheel of your life, guiding the direction of the universe you're creating. Think of it this way. Your emotions are like the fuel in a car. You can't drive without it. But what happens if you fill your tank with the wrong fuel? The car won't move. Or worse, it breaks down. Most people are filling their tanks with fear and doubt, then wondering why they feel stuck. But you have a choice. You can consciously choose the emotions you fuel your life with. And by doing so, you take control of the direction your reality flows. Let's take this even deeper. Imagine two realities existing side by side. One where you're stuck in fear, one where you're thriving in joy. Wheeler's theory tells us both realities exist simultaneously as possibilities. The one you experience depends on which frequency you tune into. Your emotions are the dial. The more you dwell in fear, the more your awareness tunes into that reality. But when you shift to love, gratitude, or empowerment, you change the station entirely. You're not stuck in one version of reality. You are constantly shifting between infinite possibilities. And here's the part no one tells you. You don't need to suppress or ignore negative emotions. They're not the enemy, they're a signal, showing you where you're out of alignment. When fear arises, instead of resisting it, ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? What am I focusing on that's creating this feeling? By observing your emotions without judgment, you dissolve their power over you. You reclaim control of the dial. Think about this. Every emotion is a conversation with the universe. When you feel gratitude, it's like saying, I'm ready for more of this. When you feel fear, it's like saying, I expect more of this. And the universe listens. Every time. This isn't wishful thinking, it's physics. Wheeler showed us that the universe is participatory. It doesn't respond with words. It responds with alignment. The energy you emit becomes the reality you live. So ask yourself, what reality are your emotions creating right now? Are they building a life of abundance and joy? Or are they reinforcing a story of struggle and lack? The choice has always been yours. You're not at the mercy of your emotions. You are their master. And through them, the master of your reality. Here's the challenge. For the next 24 hours, become hyper-aware of your emotions. When you feel joy, amplify it. When you feel fear or doubt, observe it, question it, and let it go. This small shift will send ripples through the quantum web, aligning reality in ways that will astonish you. Remember, your emotions aren't just a response. They are the blueprint of your universe. The more you embrace this truth, the more you'll see the universe responding, not as a distant force, but as an extension of you. The language of creation has always been within you. It's time to speak it intentionally. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this. Right now, there are infinite versions of you, each living a completely different reality. There's a version of you who made every decision you ever hesitated over, a version who said yes instead of no, took the risk instead of playing it safe. And here's the twist. All of those realities already exist. They're not some distant fantasy. They're happening right now. And the only thing separating you from them is your awareness. John Wheeler didn't just suggest that you shape reality. He proved that infinite realities coexist. Every choice, every thought, every emotion creates a fork in the road, birthing new possibilities. But here's what most people never realize. You are not stuck on one path. Your awareness is the key that allows you to shift between these realities, to choose the one that aligns with who you truly are. Think about it this way. Reality is like a massive streaming platform with infinite channels. Each channel represents a different version of your life. Right now, you're tuned into a specific channel, one that reflects your current beliefs, thoughts, and emotional frequency. But just like changing the channel on a TV, you have the power to switch to a different reality. The question is, do you know how to use the remote? Because the version of you that's living your dream life? It's not some far-off future. It's a parallel reality that's just as real as the one you're experiencing now. Wheeler's It from Bit Theory reveals a truth most never realize. Reality isn't fixed. It's constructed from choices, probabilities, and possibilities. Quantum physics confirms this. The observer effect shows that particles exist in a state of potential until they are observed. Your awareness acts as the observer, collapsing infinite possibilities into a single reality. So ask yourself, which version of reality are you collapsing into right now? Is it the one you want, or the one you've unconsciously settled for? Here's the part that changes everything. You don't have to create the life you want. It already exists. Your dream life, your ideal self. The version of you who is fearless, joyful, and unstoppable. They're already living in another reality. The only thing you need to do is align your awareness with that version. It's like tuning a radio. When you match the frequency, you hear the music. But let's go deeper. How do you tune into a new reality? The first step is recognizing that your current reality is a reflection of your beliefs and emotions. If you believe the world is hostile and opportunities are scarce, that's the reality you'll experience. But the moment you shift that belief, when you choose to see the world as abundant and supportive, you begin to align with a different version of reality. Your awareness is like a spotlight. Whatever you focus on becomes brighter, more vivid, more real. Here's a powerful way to shift your awareness. Close your eyes and visualize the version of you who is already living the life you desire. See their confidence, their joy, their abundance. Feel what it's like to be them. Don't just imagine it. Immerse yourself in it. How do they walk? How do they speak? What choices do they make? Now, here's the secret. Start acting as if you are that version, not someday. Now, the moment you begin embodying that energy, you're tuning into their frequency. You're aligning your awareness with their reality. Wheeler's interactive universe shows us that this isn't just imagination. It's physics. Your awareness, your choices, and your actions are the tools that shift you between realities. Most people never use them. They stay stuck in the same patterns, replaying the same story, unaware that infinite possibilities are waiting just beyond their perception. But pause for a moment and reflect. Are you living the reality you truly want? Or are you stuck in a version that no longer serves you? The power to change is already within you. It doesn't require years of effort. It doesn't require external validation. It requires a shift in awareness, a decision to focus on the reality you want to experience. Now, imagine the ripple effects of this understanding. If you can shift into a reality where you're thriving, what else could you align with? Relationships, opportunities, even the way the world responds to you. Everything can change the moment you do. Wheeler's work proves that the universe isn't static. It's alive, dynamic, a living field of possibilities. And you are the one steering the ship. This isn't just about creating a better life. It's about realizing that you've always had the power to choose. Every moment is an opportunity to shift, to step into a new reality, to align with the infinite potential that has always been yours. So the question is, are you ready to change the channel? Because the version of you that's waiting on the other side is already ready for you. All you have to do is tune in. Now, let's take this even further, to a place most people are afraid to explore. Think about every experience you've ever had, every triumph, every heartbreak, every fleeting moment of joy or pain. Now ask yourself, what is the common thread that ties them all together? It's not your body. It's not your thoughts. It's not even your emotions. It's the awareness behind them, that silent, unchanging presence, observing it all. That is the real you. And here's where Wheeler's work takes us into uncharted territory. What if the entire universe is a mirror, reflecting this awareness back to you? Wheeler challenges the idea that reality exists independently of observation. Instead, he suggests that consciousness and the universe are inseparable, locked in a dynamic dance, where one cannot exist without the other. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. What you see isn't the mirror itself, but your reflection within it. The universe works the same way. It's not out there. It's a reflection of your awareness, constantly shifting and responding to what you project. Think about how often life feels personal. Moments when the world seems to be speaking directly to you. A coincidence, a challenge, a moment of clarity. That's not your imagination. That's the mirror of the universe, reflecting your consciousness back to you. Wheeler described reality as a self-excited circuit, a loop where the act of observing creates the thing being observed. You are both the observer and the observed. The creator and the creation. The stars in the sky, the people you meet, the events you experience. They are all reflections of the awareness within you. And here's the part most people never realize. The mirror doesn't lie. It doesn't judge. It simply reflects. If you look into it and see chaos, it's because chaos exists within your awareness. If you see beauty, it's because beauty exists within you. The universe isn't punishing or rewarding you. It's responding to you. Now, let's make this personal. Have you ever noticed how your mood affects the world around you? When you're confident and joyful, doors open effortlessly. People are drawn to you. Opportunities appear. Life flows. But when you're filled with doubt or fear, it feels like the world mirrors that back. Challenges arise. Things go wrong. You feel stuck. This isn't coincidence. It's the divine mirror in action. Wheeler's discoveries prove that you're not just in the universe. The universe is in you. And here's the ultimate secret. The mirror doesn't just reflect you. It expands with you. The more you align with your infinite nature, the more the universe reveals its infinite possibilities. It's not static. It's alive, growing and evolving as you do. Wheeler's participatory universe isn't just a theory. It's a blueprint for awakening. The divine mirror is your guide, your teacher, your creation. The only question left is, what will you choose to see? Now you've glimpsed behind the veil. The truth is undeniable. The universe isn't happening to you. It's responding to you. So, what will you do with that power? Right here, right now. Drop a single word in the comments. One word that captures what you feel in this moment. Ready, awakened, limitless, or whatever resonates with you. That word isn't just a thought. It's a choice. A signal to the universe that you're stepping into your infinite potential. But let's be clear, this is only the beginning. If you're not subscribed, ask yourself why. Here we don't skim the surface. We go deeper than anyone else dares. We uncover the truths that can transform your life in ways that you never imagined possible. This is your invitation to join the Mystery School family, a community of creators of reality, shaping a universe that aligns with who you really are. The universe is waiting. The next revelation is already unfolding. Will you be a part of it?